What's up guys, welcome to another vlog. Today we're gonna be relocating the shifter. So we got this situation going on right here. So our shifter is way over here. It's really hard to reach all the way over here to shift it. The reason why it's here is because it's from a Chevy S10. Their setup is different. T56 would have worked perfectly, but we're not gonna use one. Instead, we're gonna create a little shifter relocation so we could have it right here. So it'd be a lot easier and more comfortable to shift instead of just going way over here. We're gonna get a piece of cardboard and trace this out. We're gonna cut this piece that we traced out, and then we're gonna weld a piece of metal right here. Looks pretty good, so now let's cut it out of metal. All right, here's the outline that we traced out. All right, we put our metal plate where the shifter used to go. Now let's tack it in place. We're gonna use this coilover mount that I got from Summit. We're gonna tack it in place, and that's where our hem joint's gonna go, and it's gonna make our shifter. Alright, so these coilover brackets came with this piece welded on. For what I'm doing, I'm cutting these off so it can look clean like this, and then welding this onto the shifter and to the hem joint. Once we got our bracket how we want it, we're gonna mount it onto the shifter and tack it in place. I'm kind of eyeballing it and using a C-clamp to hold it in place. So here's our hem joint mounted up, and we are trying to align it with the shifter, and we're gonna put another bracket on this hem joint. This is what I was talking about. We got our hem joint on, we got our coilover bracket on as well, and we have our C-clamp holding it in place. We're trying to get both coilover brackets in line. Once it looks good, we're gonna weld it. Once the coilover bracket is welded onto the hem joint, we are using a spacer that I found at the hardware store. It has a little bushing inside of it that came with the coilover bracket. This is gonna go inside of the coilover bracket. In order to keep it from moving, I also got this other bushing from the hardware store, and it's gonna go a little like this. We're gonna put the bushing inside, and that's gonna keep that spacer from moving around. Once we have everything back in place, we're gonna weld a piece of 1-inch pipe between both spacers. We have it laid out like this so we can measure in between them. Alright, so here's our 1-inch pipe. We're going to place it on one end, weld it, then place it on the other side and weld it as well. It's working pretty well. Now to add the coolest part about this whole build, it's this shift knob. We're gonna place it on top of the hem joint and weld that little bolt onto it. So what I'm gonna do now is remove this part, weld her up, and then it should be good. All right, now the new problem, when I shift too far forward, it goes like that. All right, so to avoid slippage, I cut out this little cardboard triangle. We're gonna put it right here on the end, and it looks pretty good. So let's cut this out of metal, and then we'll just weld it here, and then we should be good to go. We got it off. We're gonna weld right across through here. So we just got the magnet to kind of hold it, and we're gonna tack it in. All right, there's the nasty mess of a weld. We're gonna clean it up because this is flux core, so it does leave a bunch of little specks. This side needed a little nut, so I'm gonna weld that on too. All right, and finally, after a bunch of trial and errors, this is the final result, the final design. We welded a nut to the end along with the little metal triangle. So we got this little metal triangle along with the nut, and it stops us from going all the way forward now, because I know we're gonna be banging through gears while we're drifting. Oh yeah. There we go, we made a shifter. This was my first shifter relocation, and it is so cool. I'm an engineer, so all this stuff is very cool. I love messing with mechanical things. So boom, boom. All right, let's start first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, reverse, neutral. Oh yeah, this is cool. All right, thank you guys for joining me in this journey. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification button so you get notified every time we do an update. We are so close to getting this thing running. I really want to create my own mechanical e-brake before I really take off with it, in case any of the brakes fail. I still have that good old mechanical e-brake to stop everything, because I don't have a roll cage. There is no airbags, and if the brakes fail, something really bad could happen. So thank you again for watching.